dreams. Your 20s are supposed to be the best years of your life. At least, that's what they say. Climb Mount Kilimanjaro, open a small bakery in Italy, run a marathon in every country. Master 5 instruments at the same time. Quit your job and move to a farm. Find yourself. For as long as I can remember, I felt this need to make time matter, like every moment had to be filled with purpose. Because the thought of wasting life scared me. Having to choose between all those things and activities to do life offers, it can be paralyzing. Found a company, but go travel the world and don't you forget your health. Most importantly, don't you dare scroll 1 second through Instagram, otherwise you won't make it. But does everyone want to make it? What is make it? We're so used to thinking it means becoming famous or rich by some great achievement. While this might be true for some, for others this couldn't be further away from the idea to make it. Having a family, opening a bar, you name it. But what do all these things have in common? Happiness, right? Can the key to not waste your 20s be happiness? Well, just ask yourself this one question. How would life feel if we were happy all the time? Look at it this way. If happiness was a constant state, it would be like your favorite song playing on repeat. Beautiful at first, annoying after a while, and eventually, background noise. The truth is, happiness only has a meaning because we felt the opposite. Because we've been lost, stuck, or afraid. And maybe what we're chasing when we say happiness isn't even real happiness. It might be excitement. So if happiness isn't the key, what is? Meaning? Growth? Passion? Your 20s are the best time of your life. How often have you heard this sentence? On top of that, social media makes it seem like everyone is doing something great. No one shows the downsides, the failures, burnout, unless there's a way to turn it into content or make money from it. To understand what it really means to waste your 20s, we first have to ask ourselves, what does wasting time actually mean? Let's say you're given 2 scenarios and asked to choose which one is more of a waste. First, scrolling through social media. Second, spending some quality time. You already know what 99% of people would say, but let's look at it rationally. What if that person has a job where they're constantly surrounded by people, always on, always giving? What if social media in that moment is their one space to disconnect, recharge, or even find inspiration for something they're working on? Now, does that mean you should neglect your real friends and live on your phone instead? Of course not. But it does mean this. You can't define waste by a rule everyone agrees on. I used to think not wasting my 20s meant doing more, faster. But what if it's more about how you live, not how much you do? The following 3 mindsets help me shift that perspective. 1. Walking away is sometimes the most honest step forward. When we try to do everything, we often end up doing nothing. Yes, consistency builds success. But forcing yourself to stick with too many things to the point where it drains you doesn't. Sometimes letting go is not quitting, it's figuring out what's worth your energy. 2. Stop optimizing your life to perfection. Productivity can take many forms: work, deep conversations, creative hobbies. In those cases, we rarely question if our time was well spent. But what about procrastination? What about just being lazy? There are countless videos on how to stop procrastinating. But maybe the real question is there any value in it? And the answer is yes. Sometimes doing nothing is how we make space for something new and find inspiration. 3. Health equals time. Why am I choosing one of these 1,000 things you can focus on after all? Well, it's not about being perfect. It's not about never drinking or doing yoga at sunrise every day. It's about realizing that health gives you quality time, more lifetime. Time for these 1,000 activities you may want to do. So don't stress, but don't forget, the better you treat yourself now, the more time it will give you back later. Maybe there isn't this one thing your 20s should be about. Maybe they're just a time to try things, to say yes more often, to mess up, to explore what feels right and what doesn't. A time to collect experiences, not achievements. Maybe your 20s are about figuring out what matters to you.